All right, today I want to talk about how to effectively message people on LinkedIn in a way that's going to get them to obviously build trust with you and want to get on a phone call with you. Ultimately, that's what we want to do on LinkedIn. We want to reach out to potential clients, prospects, and get those conversations off LinkedIn onto phone calls, into emails, and into sales. So, how do we write effective messages on LinkedIn? So, the first thing we need to understand is what's an effective template to use. Because obviously there's a million different ways that you can communicate with someone, and I just wanted to keep things really simple for you with a breakdown of what we use and find to be very effective. So obviously what you need to do is connect with someone, and then once someone has connected, we want to send them some messages, aim to get a conversation started. So, message 1. So what we use is a 4-drip sequence. So first of all, we want to connect with the person. We only have 300 characters in this initial message to get a conversation started. Some people see that as a bad thing. I think that's a great thing. It really forces you to be concise with your messaging. Too many people, when they get to this second message, just unload a huge amount of information on the prospects, and it's just too much. It's too much too early. They're not ready for it and they're not interested. So, breakdown of these messages is, first of all, we need to connect. We send the connection messages. We need to be getting connection messages out every single day. As soon as someone connects, we want to send a message pretty soon after. We don't want them to connect and then just be blasted with a message straight away. It looks very robotic and unnatural. So generally I say, give it a day to get your next message across. This next message is aimed to get the conversation started. It's also aimed to demonstrate the value you can bring to them and get them to want to talk to you. Some people may want to just try and start a conversation with these people, but ultimately what we need to do is reduce our input to maximize our ROI. And what that means is that we need to weed out's probably the bad word, but we need to find out the interested prospects from the tire kickers pretty early on. Otherwise, we're going to spend so much time talking to people that, may want to be our friend, but it's ultimately not going anywhere. And it's really important that we minimize our inputs on the platform. Now, the truth is about LinkedIn is that it is a very, It's a platform that, whilst there are a lot of people on it, it's not like a phone call, it's not like email where people are, you're going to get that direct feedback. People might see a message in their LinkedIn inbox, and even if it does interest them, it's not at the top of their priority list. So there's a good chance that even once someone receives that first message, they don't actually take action. So what you want to do is follow up. Once again, not saying this is the only sequence, but one we've found to be quite effective. 7 days. You want to send some sort of follow-up, just reiterating basically what you said in message 1, which is going to be pretty short, sweet, to the point. I say maximum 3 to 5 short sentences, short and snappy, obviously really highlighting the value you can bring. Then finally, message 3, this would be the last message that you send as the sequence. We only send each message if they don't reply. Once they reply, then it's a normal human conversation. We're having a back and forth. I might talk in another video about nurture scripts. So this is a very defined process. We're trying to get a conversation started. Now, once someone actually starts a conversation is a hugely complex thing. It's why it's been so hard for them to create AI that is trickable to the human mind of being truly human, because a human conversation is inherently complex. So you can't really have an automated or process-driven a sequence as you do to get a conversation started, because it's such a defined process. Once the conversation starts, it becomes a more natural process. But what you find as you do this more and more and more is that it is fairly process driven. And even though people can say things in so many different ways, it's generally still fits into one of a few categories. And so once you start to recognize this pattern, you can start to write nurturing scripts. So what's the advantage of writing a nurturing script? Well, the idea is that even though you might not use it word for word, it's going to give you a strong point of consistency and a strong template to start with, so you don't have to rewrite the same thing out over and over or reinvent the wheel every single day. Because as you start to get consistent with this, you're going to want to try and optimize your time on it. So once you start to see how people reply, you can start to save the best replies that you've come up with and store them in a way so that you can quickly use them as you need to. Anyway, I'll focus on the nurturing scripts in another video. Today I wanted to focus on getting this conversation started. I know this is where a lot of people struggle, and a lot of people, once they get a conversation started, some people are pretty good at it already, so they just need to know, how do we start a conversation? So we want to connect. If they haven't replied, give it a day, and then we want to send some sort of message that's aimed to get a conversation started. No character limit once they've connected, but some people take advantage of that and hurt themselves more than anything. They send this huge sales pitch with a million courses of action, and ultimately people take no action and put their walls up. If you don't get a reply, 7 days, send another message. If you still don't get a reply, one last one we do at 14 days. And it sounds like a lot of messages to send without someone replying, but you've got to structure them in a way that's very natural and conversational. And message 3 can be incredibly effective, whilst just basically saying, message them to say that you're not going to message them anymore. So effectively a classy goodbye. You're saying, I've tried to make contact. I understand now might not be the best time. If you prefer, I can follow up later. Otherwise, I can provide you with, these valuable resources. Have a great day. So very polite, understanding of their time and, their value, but amazingly effective. So really, it just comes down to, why do they want to connect? Do they have, and then the next message is really aimed, whoops, how embarrassing. The next message in the sequence, so connect, let me slow down. Take it one step at a time. First thing we want to do is connect with these people, and we want them to connect with us based on our value. If we're an expert at something, we want to mention that, we are this, we specialize in this, and if that's of interest, it would be nice to connect. Or maybe I post content on this and I help people with this. If that's in any way of interest, it would be nice to connect. So now we're going to start connecting with people and setting ourselves up for a conversation around the value that we can bring, which is really what we want to direct the conversation to. Message 1 is basically thanking them for connecting, highlighting the value you can bring, and qualifying, understanding if what you do, what you're a professional at, is something that they're interested in. We don't want to say, hey, do you want to jump straight on a call with us? It's more around, hey, do you need assistance with this area, or is this something you're interested in learning more about? That way, what you do is you position yourself to actually get on a call. or it positions yourself to send a resource. It gives you options versus just saying, hey, book a call with me before you even really qualify them. We're saying, is this something you'd be interested in learning more about? Yes? Okay, great. Well, how about a quick meet and greet? We want to move it to a call, if they're qualified, as fast as possible. A very quick call, no obligation call, no sort of strategy session, sales call or anything like that, purely just to meet, greet, and build trust. When you talk on the phone, it's far more easy to build trust and credibility than it is through just text alone. Now, if you don't get a response on the first message, like I said, very short and snappy, 3 to 5 sentences. Then what you want to do is basically in this next message, just follow up the first message. Hey, I know people don't check LinkedIn all that often. Just wanted to double check this. Maybe try and drop in a little bit of credibility building. We've done this, or recently we did this. But ultimately, it's just a very short message saying, hey, just wanted to check in again, without being, super annoying about it. And then, like I said, message 3, if you still haven't got their attention by then, is just, hey, I don't want to keep bugging you. A classic goodbye. You're basically saying, if you're interested, let me know. I can send over this valuable resource. Otherwise, I'm happy to follow up later. Have a great day, sort of thing. If they got to this point and you can't get them, then the only other real way is to nurture them over time through things like content marketing. So posting content on LinkedIn, results that you've gotten with past clients, and really drive that sort of FOMO effect of fear of missing out by not working with you, or just highlighting the value of working with you. It builds momentum over time. So for the immediate results, we want the people who are ready to talk straight away. And over time, we're going to connect with people who don't necessarily want to talk to us straight away, but they'll become part of our network. They'll see what we post on LinkedIn once we start to build a content marketing strategy, and we're going to have kind of an exponential effect as we stay consistent with this. So I hope that has been helpful. The biggest things to remember with your messaging: short and snappy, highlight your value. And one last thing that I didn't mention was one thing. We only want to highlight one specific thing for them to do in the messaging. If we give them too many options, too many things to think about, people are going to put up their walls and they're going to ignore you from that point forward. So like I said in message 1, we just want to qualify if that's something they're interested in learning about. All they have to do is say yes or no. Not anything more than that, you're going to start getting people moving back, putting up walls and not communicating. So I hope that's been helpful, especially around getting your messaging right on LinkedIn. That's what we do. That's what we're very good at. So if you need any help in this area, feel free to reach out. Head to b2bleads.com. Tons of great content there. Otherwise, I'm happy to have a chat with you as well to see if we can help out in any way. My name is Ryan Caswell from b2bleads.com. As always, have a great day. Cheers.